What is up, YouTube? ABI back in another video. We just got back from a road trip in our rental car, a 2022 Nissan Versa, and honestly, I didn't enjoy it that much. So we're going to be telling you guys the 5 reasons why this car is not the car for you if you're looking for a compact sedan. So let's get to it, but first, if you guys want to like this video and like our channel, make sure to subscribe, smash the like button, and let's jump right into it. All right, so the first thing I disliked about the Nissan Versa is you walk inside and you see this beautiful leather and beautiful carbon fiber accent pieces on the door until you start getting an actual closer look and realize that this isn't leather at all. Even though it looks like stitched leather, this is complete plastic, scratchy plastic feeling, and the carbon fiber is obviously fake carbon fiber. Even their accents, it just looks really rough the more close that you look at it. So definitely have to dislike this. And some of the other competitors, like maybe the Jetta, definitely wouldn't have this cheap plastic and even fake looking stuff. You know, if this was just plastic, whatever, a lot of the cheap cars, but the fact that they made it try to look like leather, not a big fan of. All right, guys, the second reason why I'm not the biggest fan of the Nissan Versa is you look here at the center control screen and your left side is a fully digital dash and your right side is still analog. And one reason I don't like this is because the speed is the one that people a majority of the time are looking at, and that's the analog one. You would think that maybe they would make the RPM the analog one and the speedometer the digital one. And honestly, we had issues with the gas gauge. We filled it up we were about 3/4 tank. We happened to stop for gas and a bathroom break. We filled it all the way up to 1, and it didn't update for about 10 miles. So it's just really outdated, especially in 2023. All right, guys, we're still in the driver's seat of the Nissan Versa, and we're coming on to our third complaint now, and that's actually the lack of a center console. So constantly when I was driving, you know, I'd want to rest my arm on something, and I'd put my arm down, and there's no armrest on the seat or from a center console for both the driver and passenger. So like I said, I was constantly trying to rest my arm on something, and there wasn't something there, which was definitely a big miss. You know, something that I was looking for in the car, especially on the long road trip. But also, without that center console, there was no storage anywhere really that we needed. So for instance, there's this center kind of storage here, but it's very awkward to fit anything, especially because you got to reach around the gear selector to get anything, and it's kind of shallow and not that deep, and kind of awkward. And then you come onto here, you have your e-brake where the center console would normally be. You have this weird storage that's really shallow and you can't really fit anything there. 2 extremely small cup holders, and then a really small space here that could barely fit your phone, and then it would take up the whole space. So definitely one thing that I'm not a big fan of this Nissan Versa. Let's head on now to the fourth thing. All right, guys, we are still in the driver's seat for now number 4 of a complaint that I have about the Nissan Versa, and it actually has to do with the backup camera. So as of like 2018, I think it was the DOT or somebody inserted that new rule to say all new cars must have a backup camera, and Nissan did it. The only problem is with the resolution is not fantastic, and also not only that, but when you're turning, you don't have that green, yellow, and red actual markers of how close you are turning. It is just a box, and one thing is that box will show up unless you are perfectly centered on the steering wheel, which is a little bit annoying because, you know, you don't really want to see that. You just want to kind of back up and see what's in your way. So we'll show you guys the resolution, but also one thing is you'll notice in the video is when I'm getting closer, it's beeping, and then when I move away, it still beeps for a couple of seconds even after I'm gone. All right, guys, coming on now to my 5th and final complaint of the Nissan Versa that I've noticed across our road trip, and it actually has to do with 2 things kind of in one. One is the performance of the Nissan Versa, and second is the reliability. We'll start with reliability because that's a little bit easier. Nissan, in my opinion, is not very reliable. I think people have noticed that, you know, over the course of the last couple of years with their even newer cars are having issues. And you look at maybe Toyota as something that's just as affordable, maybe not so as much as Nissan, but still relatively affordable, and you're getting that 5-star reliability, where Nissan is cheaper, but you're not getting that great reliability that you'd be getting with Toyota. So I think maybe just spending a little bit of extra money to get a Toyota or a Honda might be worth it instead of getting a newer Nissan. But the second thing has to do with performance. With this Nissan comes a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine that we've noticed is very underpowered for this car. I believe it has 122 horsepower or something. We actually have the Hyundai Accent on our channel also, which is another 4-cylinder made 13 years ago, and it feels significantly faster than this. I don't know if it's the powertrain, I don't know if it's the weight, being 4 doors, or I don't know, maybe all of our clothes from the road trip, but I can't imagine that would make too much of a difference. So yeah, reliability is just not there, and the performance is just not there for the Nissan. So I just don't think that maybe even for 16,000 base MSRP is worth it. I think that maybe you go get a Jetta with the turbocharged 1.5 liter engine. Might be a little bit more expensive, also a little more fun, a little more powerful, and might not have some of these complaints that we noticed on the Nissan Versa. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe and smash the like button if you liked it. And just like that, AVI out.